October something, 2020. It's the beginning of spooky season, so there you go. Tonight on Movie Night, Will interviews a rocker who, just like Jason, won't die. Also, he's one of his favorite directors. Joe Pundodo goes to Camp Crystal Lake to check on real estate this time of year. Right. Cartoonist Sean Andersen makes a Jason Lives cartoon. How fitting. Also, does Will have a stalker? We'll find out. 'Tis the season after all. All this and more on Movie Night.
It's Movie Night with Will DeVacas! Special guest, Tom McLoughlin! Main theme by Here Come the Mummies! Music by Adam Clifton! And because he can't with his... Here's your host, Mr. Will DeVacas!
Hello there!
It's still him, yeah?
This is your Movie Night. I'm Will DeVacas, and you're not. That was a Chevy Chase joke. I got that from him. My bad. Thank you, Albie, for whatever it is that means. We got a subpar, if that, show for you guys tonight. Mediocre at best. No, I'm just kidding. We got one of my childhood heroes, a guy that I look up to a lot, Mr. Tom McLoughlin on the program. It's going to be a great show. Other than that, if you guys want to, because it's pretty shitty news this week, you can just fast forward to that interview. And we're going to release the uncut interview later on. But, excuse me for a second. Always happens in the middle of a show. I don't understand why, but whatever. Hey now.
Will, it's Norman Kaufman.
Yes, Norman, I know who it is.
Well, I'm glad Tom's doing the show. Maybe it'll be a decent episode for once. Good thing I hooked that up for you.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't hook up shit. That was Mike Doyle of the Movie Rate who got us Tom. You didn't get us anybody. You're just a lazy fat slob.
Well, I don't give a shit. Whatever. Listen, just be careful. Apparently there's a madman on the loose.
Says there's a madman on the loose.
Okay, fine. You can't die. I need you.
Oh, wait. Thank you, Norman. That's actually really nice of you to say. He needs me.
If you die before the end of the year, I won't be able to write off the show. So
Norman? Norman. Norman.
Yeah, dumbass.
Norman. Hello? Norman. This phone is dead.
That phone hasn't worked in 30 years.
Oh, well, in that case. Well, I guess what do? We got to get to our, what is it called again? Headlines!
This week's headlines are brought to you by Millsboro Music.
Well, there is a... What is that out there? Looks like somebody watching us through the window.
What the?
Goddamn TMZ. Get out of here! All right, guys. Well, let's look at those box office numbers. So, from September 25th to the 27th, Tenet stays at number one. It's a shocker. With 3.4 million, which is the fourth weekend it's taken number one in a row. New Mutants comes in at second at 1.1 million, and Unhinged hangs on for 1 million in the number 3 spot. So, if you want to check out those box office numbers, check it out on boxofficemojo.com or just listen to any disc jockey on Monday. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel welcome their second child. Who gives a fuck? M. Night Shyamalan recently revealed the title of his upcoming thriller, which is inspired by the graphic novel Sandcastle. The movie is titled Old, which is a lot snappier than the other title, which was a little long in the tooth. Woo! Although he lost out on the role of Daniel Craig 15 years ago, actor Henry Cavill and sexiest man. Have you seen this man? Henry Cavill? He's like the sexiest. God, I'd like to.
Climb him like a tree.
Whatever.
What she said.
So apparently, during an interview, it was brought up with you portrayed James Bond and the future installments, in which he said, yeah, that'd be an absolute delight. He would love to jump on it, just like many women around the world would like to jump on him if the producers were interested and if he wasn't in the middle of a World of Warcraft game. That joke just didn't hit, no. PC Master Race. James Cameron is 95% done shooting the Avatar sequels. Cameron says that when he delivers Avatar 2, he'll also finish Avatar 3, which is expected to be delivered in another 10 years.
So it takes him a while to finish. That's what you're saying.
I take after Mr. Cameron.
Alrighty then.
I have ED. I suffer from alcoholism and a hereditary small dick syndrome. Thanks, God. Appreciate it. Metal Gear Solid will be remade again for the PC and PS5. Hopefully it's being done for the right reasons. You know, retelling the story and adding some stuff into it. You know, maybe some state-of-the-art graphics. And not being made for the money. Then again, it is Konami. And I guess we'll just have to see. You know, they got rid of Kojima, which was like the glue of that franchise. Because we all know that that game, Metal Gear Survive, just totally sucked dick. It was terrible. Have you seen the gameplay footage?
No, I'll skip.
Yeah. Friggin' terrible. Well, that's it for news. There is nothing for news. So you know what that means? It's time for depressing news. Passing away in the news is my career. I'm just fucking tugging your nut. I don't have anything prepared. Here we go. Ron Cobb, the man most known for his iconic sci-fi set pieces, including his work on Aliens and Back to the Future. I think he designed the ships in Aliens and the miniatures, you know, the Back to the Future car, the DeLorean. He didn't create the DeLorean, but he designed it. It looks pretty cool. He died. That wasn't meant to be a joke. What was that? What are you doing? Was it not good?
I'm mourning.
Oh, you're mourning?
Yeah.
Sounds like you just came.
I'm mourning.
It sounds like you got some wood.
I'm mourning your career.
Morning.
Oh my God. Shots fired. Do it.
Choo-choo.
God, jeez. Best known for playing Hugo Drax in Moonraker, Michael Lonsdale passes away at 89. I did not like Moonraker very much. It's no secret, it's not my favorite Bond movie. But you know what? Hugo Drax was not a bad villain.
You know what's a good Bond movie?
What's a good Bond movie?
Octopussy.
You know what else is a great Bond movie that a lot of people give me shit for? The Casino Royale.
The old one?
The old one.
No.
Yeah.
With like 20 James Bonds, and one of them's played by Woody Allen.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear Lord, I've never seen that.
Oh, it's great. You know who plays Lashif? You don't know who plays Lashif? Orson Welles. Hey! All right, when we come back, we got Tom McLoughlin on the program. Don't click off the page. Whether you're a fan of Tom McLaughlin's or you just like rockin' music, check out the Sloth's new music video, I Want a New Life. Link is in the description. And don't forget, help support the Sloths. Purchase their music and rock out all weekend to one of their mini albums. You can get their albums on Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon Music. Welcome back. We have our correspondent Joe Poondildo out on the scene at, for some reason, Camp Crystal Lake. We're going to go live to him and see what exactly he's doing there. I'm guessing he's on vacation because we didn't really send him there. Joe, what's going on? Good.
Hey, Will, how are you? It's me, Joe Pontillo. That's Pontillo.
Oh, quit being
Really gotta work
pretentious,
on that
Joe.
pronunciation for next time. This is kind of getting out of hand, and honestly, I find it a little insulting. Almost as insulting as being forced to report live from Camp Crystal Lake, which, as you can see, totally lives up to its name because it is a lake. And I was just slashed by a local killer.
Joe, that looks pretty bad. That looks like it might get infected. You might want to get that looked at. Did you catch his name by chance?
Didn't catch his name, and I can't really tell you much about him description-wise. It all happened so quickly. As you can see, yeah, he got me pretty good, but not so bad that, like, I'm gonna go to the hospital. Maybe just a walk-in medical clinic. I feel like would take care of this very quickly. And yeah, so I was yelling earlier. I don't know if you heard me.
Nope.
No? Okay, great. So I was yelling into the camera before, hoping
I
to
don't
get the
give a shit.
attention of you or somebody on your production team, because honestly, I needed some help. But it's all right. I think I'll be fine. Thanks for having me report here from Camp Crystal Lake. Really, this is the experience of a lifetime. This is why I got into journalism to begin with, to go on jobs like this. And I'm talking a little quieter now because, you know, I don't want the killer to hear me and come back and finish the job, because that would suck. And I don't
great,
get paid
Joe.
enough for this. In
Right.
fact, I don't get paid anything. You're kind of horrible, but it's all right. Thank you for this opportunity. Enjoy the rest of your show. Seems like it's going to be a big one. This is Joe Pontillo reporting live from, you know, this place. It's bad. Anyway, I'm just going to lie down for a few minutes. Back to you, Will.
Thank you, Joe. And just a little note here. We are up to date on our health insurance.
Wrong.
Yeah, no, nah, that's a big no.
What? What happened?
Don't say in the word insurance.
Why?
You just don't.
We're not up to date?
There were some technical difficulties.
Technical difficult with what? The check?
Yes, the check.
This is Will's conscience talking. You thought I didn't have one, didn't you? I'm beginning to wonder who I can actually trust on set. And which one of them I'm going to eat next. I guess I should do what I do best. Cut to commercial.
So I've been teaching lessons at least since 1995. It could be any age that they can actually learn how to play an instrument or their favorite song, and then they realize, oh, I can do this. We do sell beginner instrument packages and drumsticks, things that you would need to kind of keep going. Millsboro Music is located on the 28482 South DuPont Boulevard, which if you know Millsboro, it's really close to the Wawa.
In preparation of Tom McLoughlin coming onto this program, we had Sean Andersen, a good animator friend of mine, create a little something special for Tom. So, Tom, this is from Sean Andersen for you. Let's roll that clip. You gonna roll the clip?
No. I mean, yes.
Fuck you, Jason.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
I gotta destroy Jason.
That's Mason's grave. Jason's over there.
Oh. Fuck.
You son of a bitch.
This is horrible.
See, now look at that. That was actually pretty cool. That was really neat. Thank you, Sean. And Tom, I hope you enjoyed that little animation that Sean did for you. We're all big fans. Now, without further ado, I'm excited to announce this guest on the program. I've been saying his name all night, so it's no surprise. Tom McLoughlin is here. He's a man of many talents. He's a mime. He's directed some really cool gothic horror films such as One Dark Night and Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. He also is in a band called The Sloths. Really good band. Download the music and album off of Apple Music, or I think they're on Amazon Music. What's another? Is it Google Music?
No, that's YouTube music now. It doesn't exist anymore.
YouTube Music. Listen to his music. It's actually really cool. Good rock and roll, man. So check him out on there. He also is the subject and co-writer of this book. This is edited by Joseph Madry, but it is Tom's book. It's called A Strange Idea of Entertainment. It's a conversation with Tom McLoughlin. Covers his whole history, his whole life story. And, one, it's an easy read. I read through it in literally a day. It's so good you won't want to put it down. And there's some really good tips, not only just about Tom, but if you want to work in the creative field. So pick up this book. You can get it on Amazon. It's worth having. And check it out. So without further ado, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom McLoughlin. Tom? Tom, can you hear me?
This is not good. Tom, can you hear me? Tom! Thomas! All right, fine. I don't know, guys.
Hey, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Bad old mind trick. Sorry, had to do it. Used to get paid a good salary to do that kind of shit.
Now, Tom, I want to cut you off right there. I've got an envelope here with $100 in it. Now, for you, just to tell us a little something about the movie. Just $100 for you to tell us a little something about Jason Never Dies.
Okay.
Are you game?
Yeah. Are you kidding? To make $100 right now? Shit. I'm on unemployment. $100 would, God, buy me, I don't know, Blu-ray. Won't buy me the box set though. That's going to be 160, the Friday 13th box set that's coming out. But, okay, so you want to know something about the movie, right? Or about the script, I should say, that I wrote. All right. Here's something nobody knows. You ready?
I'm ready.
111 pages. 111, man. Blood.
Oh, come on, Tom. You got to give us more than that.
Well, I had like 114, but I, cut it down. When do I get the money?
I will PayPal it to you after the interview.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The script for Jason Never Dies is kind of a combination of a number of elements, but all sort of brought together going, back to the Crystal Lake area, but going there in the winter. Crystal Lake is going to be frozen over. So one of the secrets, if it's really a secret, is that, normally we see Jason, in Crystal Lake, like pursuing somebody. This time you're going to see him go across Crystal Lake pursuing somebody. And of course, running on the ice is not the easiest way of trying to get across, to the other side. And of course, Jason's going to keep coming steady. So there's trying to make use of things in a winter setting and just the whole plot and some of the stuff that's going to actually kind of harken back to My Jason Lives, because I'm setting it 13 years after Jason Lives. So it'll be 1999. So there'll still be that sort of 80s, because, it's always like 10 years for stuff to kind of happen and then kind of before it starts to become something else. So it'll still have that sort of vibe to it. But I've tried to put in some, cool surprises, some things that you haven't seen in a Friday before, and doing a couple little things different with Jason, that just in terms of, what has happened after you've been underwater for 13 years. So there's I've tried to put some fresh, exciting things in there. And, some of the stuff I will be talking about on the box set. And there's going to be actually a bloody, disgusting article coming out, I think this week, where I'm going to reveal probably far more than I should. But I felt like, this lawsuit, we don't know when it's going to happen and get resolved. And with the pandemic, there's no courthouse stuff going on. So I thought, I want people to sort of enjoy what, hopefully will be, and not give away everything, of course, but, at least get much more of a sense of what the plot is. And in the box set, I'm going to show 18 concept drawings of how, some of the scenes will look, some of the sequences will look, and what, Jason's going to look like. So, I want people to go, all right, I want to see this movie. I want this fucker to make this movie. And, hopefully they like what I've thought up, and that, they'll, back me when the time comes.
Oh, I think you'll have no problem with that. You certainly got a fan in me, and a lot of other people want to see you make this movie.
Yeah, it'll still have a kind of a dark sense of humor. The females in the movie, which is all females, Jason's the only male in the movie, not for political reasons, because this is what, the story is, and the people that are part of the story, they have to be female. And I've given them, really tough ass banter, and they're tough ass girls. So that, Jason's going to have his hands, full with a couple of these women when they have the face-offs. So I've tried to, again, have things that we haven't seen quite like this, and that these ladies are completely oblivious to Jason Voorhees. They came in from another state. They've never heard any of the stories. So when this guy suddenly starts, busting into the, where they are, it is like, who the fuck is this? What is going on? I mean, and so it's a much more frightening thing for them, because it just seems like, it makes no sense. And, where did this guy come from, and what does he want, and why is he hacking people up? But he will have an agenda, just like on Jason Lives. I had Jason have the agenda. He's got to get Tommy. He, raised him out of the grave. He was more than happy to stay down there. But, he did this, so now he's going to pay. And anybody who gets in his way, obviously, got aced. So this, he's also got, agenda, but somebody else has an agenda too.
Yeah, which is a shame, because I'd like to see yours sooner than later.
I would too, Well, as I said, I got 30 years on it. I'll be in a wheelchair, doing it, but I don't care. If I can get it made, that's great. And I don't know if the forces in power, Warner Brothers, New Line, they already have, a script and another way of going about this, or remaking it the original again, which I think Victor, wanted to do. I don't know where, the money is going to go with this, but I'm just hoping that if the fans kind of hear what I want to do, that they'll, create enough of a groundswell, like, no, we want to see this. And it is, different. I mean, it's different in like the new Halloween was different in that, it kind of went back and picked up where the other one ended, and not included all the sequels. And I'm kind of doing that with mine, is, kind of picking up where I left off 13 years later. But I've written it in such a way that it is a story that was found, and did this actually happen or not? So it's a kind of it can kind of be set alone as a Friday the 13th story, without saying, oh, well, he already went to outer space, and he went to Manhattan, and he went to hell, and he did, I'm sort of like going, all right, that's the way the series went. This is just a Jason story, in a winter setting, at Crystal Lake.
Now, I've got some fast action questions. These are questions that are really quick, just something that you can just kind of give us 1 or 2 word answers. How do you get inspired with your writing? What do you do when you write? Where do you go a certain place? Do you listen to music? What do you do?
In the old days, I used to go any place that seemed like you would never want to go to, that you couldn't concentrate. I'd go to baseball games. I would go to Disneyland. I would go to parks where the carousel, like in Griffith Park, where the carousel where Walt Disney sat on a bench and came up with Disneyland, kids playing and stuff. But, or Christmas time, like where people are shopping and stuff. I somehow could focus in with all this distraction around me.
Do you have any advice for aspiring filmmakers? Anything that you want to kind of give them a nugget of knowledge?
Yeah. If you have a passion for something, no matter what people tell you, if you really feel like in your heart, this is something you really want to do, and you're willing to risk failure, you're willing to risk, it's like the scene in Cuckoo's Nest when, Jack Nicholson says he's going to pick up this, water thing, this cement, and going to throw it through a window. and they all bet on, and he struggles and he struggles and he doesn't do it, and he walks by and everybody's kind of smirking, and he turns back and said, at least I tried. And to me, that was a great message, because you're not always going to succeed. So if you're willing to at least try, you'll be surprised how many times you actually do. But if you don't take that risk, you don't take that step, it never happens, and you spend the rest of your life, lamenting that.
Last but not least, this is an odd question, but I always ask everybody on this show, what is your favorite craft service item?
I wouldn't have an answer for that, except the second you said that, my mind went Cracker Jacks.
Well, Tom, I've taken up enough of your time. I want to thank you very much for coming on the show.
Hope you can find some, sound bites, to pull out of all my banter, because for a guy that was a former mime, I talk too fucking much,
It's fine. It's exactly what I want. It's funny because it's like I want to sit down with you and Mick one day and just have a roundtable discussion just about horror.
That'd be great. I'd love that, Will. Thank you.
Did you enjoy that interview? Well, guess what? Later this week, check back on this channel for the full, unedited conversation. That's right, folks. We got the whole enchilada. As far as Mr. McLoughlin, well, maybe sometime he'll come back. All right, enough of the puns. I'm getting tired of this shit. Checks in the mail.
Welcome back. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back. We had a great program tonight, a great show, at least in my opinion. I don't know what you think. Probably half of you guys tuned out. But Tom McLoughlin was a great guest. I really enjoyed him. He's been a hero of mine for a long time. When I was a kid, I rented the Friday the 13th Part 6 movie, and it was a life changer for me. It was just something different. I'd never seen something like that before, and I had a lot of fun with it. And it's something that I take elements from him. I borrow, a.k.a. Blatantly rip off him from time to time. If you read any of my scripts or see any of my films or the Friday the 13th that I pitched or I tried to make, you'll see a lot of similarities to Mr. McLoughlin. So thank you, Tom, for coming on the show. It was a dream to talk to you, and I really appreciate it. I also want to thank Mike Doyle of the Movie Raid, who booked Mr. McLoughlin on our podcast or our show, whatever you want to fucking call it. Don't call it a big pile of shit, though. But I want to thank Mike Doyle. He does the Movie Raid podcast on YouTube. You can find it. Just type in Movie Raid podcast. Maybe put Mike Doyle in there. A lot of people, a lot of really big names, bigger names than I've ever done. And Tom McLoughlin is probably one of the biggest names that we've interviewed on this program. Hopefully this is the beginning of a lot more. The show is getting a lot popular. I have you out there, the audience, to thank for that, for the sharing, the liking, and all that jazz. I also want to thank Sean Andersen for the animation he did. Beautiful work, and I'm sure Tom will love it. I want to thank Joe Pontillo for doing the quick segment. He was very busy at the moment on location, doing other things, and I want to thank him for that, even though he is an asshole. I want to take a brief second and just say that, again, I can't say enough nice things about Tom McLoughlin. And it's a shame that there's a lot of really big projects out there, a lot of shows that are going on. So I'm talking to you, Shudder, and Greg Nicotero, and the producers of Creepshow. Why haven't you reached out to Tom McLoughlin? He's perfect for Creepshow. Just give him an episode or two. He's got so many script ideas and short stories that he could sit there and transform and make a beautiful episode. You've seen him. He's a well-known name. He does gothic horror like none other, and that's exactly what you guys need on that show. So please, for this season or next season, call Tom McLoughlin up. I want him to do that. And also, all you Friday the 13th fanboys out there, Tom McLoughlin has a great idea for the next Friday movie. He needs to make it. He needs to make it, and the studio needs to get hands off. Friday the 13th Part 6 is one of the better Friday the 13th movies, in my opinion. And a lot of people agree with me. It's a great movie. Tom knows what he's doing, and Tom is adding some really new and different elements. So I think as a fan base, we all need to surround this. When this lawsuit is up, look, I would love to see Vincent DeSanti do a Friday the 13th movie too, but I would like to see Tom do the 13th Friday the 13th movie, and I would like to see him do it the way that he's planned. He needs a big budget. He needs us behind him. So damn it, let's stay there and be there for him like he was for us when he made Friday the 13th Part 6. So When this Jason Never Dies starts getting circulated around, you know, when the lawsuit's over, help. Do a petition. Tell Warner Brothers, spam their Twitter inbox. Say, hey, we want Tom McLoughlin to direct. Because it's going to be a hell of a movie. Trust me. Guys, let's take a quick moment for us. Get the hell out of here. Go! Don't drop your shit. Pick it up. Pick it up! Now go to your room. I'm not dealing with this shit tonight. Guys, I had a nice long talk with Tom McLoughlin. What did we learn today? Well, one thing I learned is to never give up. Never think that you're lesser of a filmmaker or lesser of a human being because you're not as talented or as big as somebody else. You will get there. If you have a dream, if you're passionate about something, especially a project, don't wait, do it. If you wait, well, you might not get it done. You'll be like those guys sitting at the bar going, yeah, I could have been this. Well, do what you want to do. Unless it's killing a bunch of people and shit. Do it in the movie. Don't do it in real life. Tired of that shit. But seriously, if you're passionate and you have a project, a dream project, don't worry about money. Don't worry about the greatest gear. Shit, you can shoot a great film on this little bastard. It's easier to make a movie now than when I first started. I was shooting on mini DV and it looked like garbage. Be prepared to fail, mess up, and get better. Guys, you're only on this earth once. Don't fuck it up. Do what you want to do. Don't listen to what everybody else has to say. Some people are going to let you down. Some people are going to put you down. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe they don't like you. Doesn't matter what they think. Don't think about it. Just do what you like doing and make the best of it. And never give up, no matter how hard it gets. Trust me. For the rest of my advice is being dispensed now. It's funny how lights just mysteriously turn on and off on this show. Ladies and gentlemen who visit Camp Crystal Lake, wear sunscreen. If I can offer you one tip, sunscreen would be it. Other than that, keep being creative, and this is your martini shot. Don't forget, buy Tom's book. It's awesome. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. Farewell. So long.
It's time for the movie right. Tonight's victim is screenwriter, musician, and director Tom McLoughlin, has done Friday the 13th.
I said, hey.
What's going on?
And I said, hey, this joke's getting old. Jeez. All right.
Oh, I'm taking that painting. Watch me.
Don't leave home without it.